We're rats. We're the rats. We pray at night. We stalk at night. We're the rats.
Hello and welcome to SOVL. SOVL is a turn-based fantasy strategy game, very reminiscent of Warhammer Fantasy Battles of the Old World. If you have any familiarity with those kind of tabletop style games, imagine this is a simulator of those. You'll be right at home. If not, you'll pick it up very quickly. It's pretty straightforward. So as you've seen from the title and thumbnail, we'll be playing a rather weird one this time. I'm letting go of my tight controls of the game and surrendering myself to fate as we go all left. We're playing as the Ratkin Clans on the max difficulty. The reason I picked this faction is because they're pretty wacky in that there's some really interesting upgrades and paths you can go down. So if I'm only allowed to pick left all the time, then that could produce some really bizarre outcomes. What do I mean when we say we're picking all left? Well, whenever I get to make a decision of any kind, if there's a left option, that's the one I'm going to have to go for. So when I do upgrades, then I'll have to go left. If I get choices between either healing or gold, I have to go left. Buying new units, any random events and options there will all be left. Left, 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 left. So get ready to turn left. We're going to go in. We're going to use the Chieftain, because I believe we used the Warlock last time. So it obviously works just fine. So first choice, there's our 3 units, but it's not really a choice for us, because we're going left. So slings it is. And then Ratkin Alphas. So okay, we got a bit lucky there to start. It's a nicely spread out army. So I'll kind of show you the sling. So the melee alphas, they're actually trolls, but big rats, if you'd like to imagine. Conscripts, who are just rubbish spear infantry, along with our Rasquick Poxclaw. Well, I think we can do better than that. You are. Rasquick's left claw. That makes sense. Perfect. And the slingers. So we get ranged, Lord and combat, and the kind of fast-moving bruiser unit. So here's our starting terrain. You get Act 1. As you may have guessed, that kind of insinuates there's an Act 2 later. We navigate left to right, so we're starting left. We kind of make our way towards the Act 1 boss while going through these points. I won't kind of explain more, but you get like battles to generate golden XP, harder battles, random chance stuff, camps to heal your guys, and probably most importantly, these shops where you can buy new units to upgrade the ones you have. So we want to take really a lot of fights because it helps us generate gold efficiently. So here, and then you can come down here and maybe take a random event for a bit of spice. You can come up here and take a couple. So yeah, I think we'll start there. Now I thought, but in terms of left here, it's up, middle, down. It's not really left based. You could try and make an argument that maybe if you were oriented facing this way, that would be left, middle, and right. But I think we're stretching it there. We'll at least navigate our way in a sensible pattern, because we're going to be taking a bunch of suboptimal choices this run. There's no two ways around it. So let's give ourselves, at least on a strategic level, a bit of a fighting chance. So we're going to go. I'll put our alphas in the middle, and I'll show you why in a moment. We'll have a unit of fast-moving ball riders somewhere. I guess you can stick yourself there. You can stick yourself there. They're over there. Fine. So there's their orc cavalry, or the equivalent on pigs. And the warrior unit. I'm going first. I'm going to throw my slingers, so I'm pretty short range with slingers, but I should be able to start pebbling these orc warriors to death. The game's all decided by rolling 6-sided dice, so our hit roll and then they get a save roll. It's decided by our skill and our power and their relative defense and things like that. I won't go into explaining the whole thing like I usually do. You can look at the part 1 of any of our previous parts to get that. They're going to come charging forward, which is good. I'm just going to bait them towards me by doing this, and eventually have you come towards that unit. That's kind of clever of them. Okay, what I'm going to have to do, so they've caught that unit and they've angled themselves in such a way where I can't flank around. So what I'll do instead is I'm going to use the Ratkin's secret move and kind of show you what they can do. The alphas will just go there. The enemy using the X-King Seekers, I can see the enemy's going to charge me here because they've got a correct charge there. So they've reached us. Special move, run away. There you go. There's nothing they can do. So I'm going to run away. I'm going to get off the field. And then they're going to be drawn way out of position so the alphas get free reign to do what they want here. I'm right there and get into the back of the enemy unit. And over here we'll just continue to sling away at these orc warriors. Terrible kind of power and accuracy on slingers, but there are a lot of them. The one saving grace of rats, of course, is that there are a great many rats to play with. So I should be able to chip down the orc warriors relatively quickly. Okay, we've easily outpositioned the ball riders now, so we get a rear charge with our alphas. Tear them apart. the Shock Legion there. And here what we want to do, of course, is escape again, ideally in such a way that I can then turn around and shoot them. And I'm still out of their range. Perfect. Do another volley. Obviously you'd love to kill all this before you have to get stuck with it in close combat. Slingers aren't a match for Orc Warriors in a fight. So we go, our skills equal, so we hit terribly. It's a bit unfortunate. And do 1 wound. They've got terrible discipline, so even with bad rolling they should run. Yes, they do. And they break and run away. If you lose combat, you have a chance of your morale shattering and fleeing the field. So we're going to just range this unit. They'll probably give up here if I do a bit of damage, yeah. So once this happens, they're routing this turn. You can just skip the rest because the enemy AI has had enough. They decided they cannot win anymore. Perfect. Okay, so we get a victory, get some gold. Technically it says I lost left claw here, but no, it's only because he left the field. They're actually intact. So you get XP for each of you guys and you're given a choice between either rest or loot, but we have to take everything left. So obviously I have to take the rest, and I can't actually take the heals here because I'm full. So that's the only way I actually generate gold, is by getting away without sustaining casualties. That's what I mean. It's going to be pretty tricky for us. But as an upside, I guess my rat unit's going to be nice and healthy all the time. So with these big bricks of conscripts, you'd be better off stretching them out because spears and shields can fight in 3 ranks as opposed to the usual 2. So having a long unit like that gets a maximum number of attacks. Okay, roaming brigands now. The unit of archers tucked away at the back somewhere. Now that unit can't actually fit there, so I'm going to have to put you there. They're probably archers are here. Best bet is just to run the Ratkin Alphas directly towards them and smash them. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing I can do about them being there. I just have to suck up. They're going to get to shoot me twice and I can't stop them. As I ran this way, I could try and get behind the terrain here. They'll then come forward and then maybe I can catch them next turn. Perfect. They've even given me the flank. So they'll still get a volley on me, but it won't be enough to bother me, really. You just kind of come forward. I'm wasting time because I want the swordsman here to come trundling forward, which will give me a better chance of getting a short-range shot. Still long range, but never mind. One swordsman gets a pebble in the eye. No charges, thank you. They actually failed to shoot me, so the AI had a bit of a bug there where it could have actually shot me, but for some reason chose not to. I need to see where this moves because if they get out the way, it's much easier to flank this unit of archers, so I'm going to see if I can draw them this way first. 2 more swordsmen, and then we turn and run as fast as we can. Okay, good, they're clean out of the way, so now you can do this without being stopped. You can easily get into the flank of those archers and smash them in a turn. And then you could come over here and start killing these. Now I could charge into the side here, but I don't want to because if I sustain any casualties, I won't be able to generate gold with this unit. So we're better off just leaving it. And so they're going to turn, which we don't care about because there's nothing they can do to stop us from slowly picking away at them to death. I say slowly, they keep rolling amazing saves, so we're going to be here a while. And you just get out of the way. Let's go munch some alpha. 2 dead archers, that's not great, but hopefully enough to break them again. Yes. So I think it's a function of discipline minus how much you lost by, which is how many wounds you took, minus any if you got flanked or rear charged. That counts as a negative as well. They're broken, so we're just going to keep hitting them and then recharge them. I was hoping they'll turn and face the slingers. Never mind. Trying to bait. If I can get a rear charge, they don't get to attack me at all, at which point it becomes really easy. I'm going to get as close as I can there, with the hope that they turn around next turn and then get you for... I think they aggro onto the closest unit, so hopefully you. Punch some more archers. And we have better movement than the alphas are very fast. They don't have any of the special properties of, say, the like trolls get to regenerate or minotaurs have better power, but they're kind of super heavy infantry. They're extremely quick and pretty hard hitting at power 6. They did exactly what I wanted, so you can now turn around and recharge them. don't worry about getting to safety because they're just going to end up stuck in place. I wouldn't be able to... Oh, I can't actually wiggle free, but we don't care. Hold the spacebar key to speed this up. There's one archer left who's decided it's time to go home. So the reason I didn't care about being in front is that yes, they can charge me, but if you rear or flank engage a unit, it's an intercept, which cancels their charge. So they're going to get smashed, and then even if they hold here, there's not going to be another turn, so I think that's all she wrote. So left claw gets to go first, hitting twice. Ah, you killed the one on the right, that's not very sporting. 2 swordsmen left, we run. But they're routing, so that's the entire battle over. Let's use this opportunity to generate some easy cash while I can before I sustain loads of casualties. It's going to be harder and harder to keep this up. We have an XP for levels though, so ordinarily when I level up, I get a choice of 3 options. I don't really have a choice this round, however, because when I level up, I'm going to be forced to take that one on the left every time. So there you go, we're now looter slingers, and our alpha's leveled up, and have max unit size. That's a great one of the ones we could have gotten. It is a slight impediment for me because I'm going to have to take this rather than the gold, but fine, we get 4 of 4. Yeah, we're up to 4 alphas now, even more potent. Orc scouts again. Alright, Miramat, you may be familiar with what's about to happen. Unit of warriors and unit of boars. So again, the boars will be probably there. How do I want to lure them into me? I think I can do the same trick where I have you drag them over here and then you can get at least into the side, if not into the back, and that'll be good enough. Yeah, same strategy. I'll just run off the board. Before they come, they're going to reach me. I can't really stop it, and I can't really flank them effectively because of this wretched piece of terrain in the way. I couldn't. Could I rush up here and catch them that way? Oh, maybe I can. I can. However, the problem is I would get so close to this unit when they move forward, I just end up getting caught by them anyway. So let's try and stall with this. 1 hit of 15 attacks. Great. Excellent shot, slingers. That gives away, so that's where they get to now that I can see it. Can I get away with flanking this unit without being caught by this pesky orc warrior block? No, there's no way for me to get there, and so I can get there to see them just, which is great, but I can't actually escape their arc. So no, that's not going to work. We'll go with the original plan. I'm going to have you move over here. They're going to do the kind thing and get stuck for us as I just run off the field. Make sure I'm not touching terrain. Yeah, we're good. And here, I don't know, you just turn around. Just make sure I'm legally declaring a charge means you have to be able to escape their charge arc. So make sure you're, and I'm slower movement than them, so it's their movement. If I was here and I tried to flee, I wouldn't be allowed to because their movement would exceed mine. Obviously here we're okay. Rats are also pretty good at running away because they're all swift, so we will have inherent +1 movement. Forward you come. I don't particularly care. I think if you hover a unit, you can see it's front, flank, flank, rear. As long as the majority of your unit is one of these quadrants, then that will be a rear charge because I'm majority in that one. And you can start picking away at the orc warriors. Get pebbled. Specifically, I hope shooting into the left eye of each orc warrior. Can't escape if we go too far that way, but you can do it there. So despite their, it's a sling at power 2, which is dismal, skill 3, it's pretty bad, but with 15 shots every time, they're actually pretty good. You can overwhelm just by sheer volume of dice. You can get away, move and then turn. So it costs you, you have 9 movement. If you see, it costs you exactly half of your movement to turn around 180, so I have 1 left there. It cost me 4.5. You can game out whether or not you'll be able to escape a certain charge radius and still shoot. And the next turn they'll move and then I can shoot and run away. So you can kind of invert your pivoting and your attacking. Not great because they've got defense 5, but again, they're cowardly orcs. Orcs have good stats otherwise, but their discipline's terrible, so if you get a rear or flank charge and do any real damage, that's probably all she wrote for them. They're now aggroed onto the alphas, that's not going to matter, they're never going to get there. Just in case they then re-aggro onto the slingers, I'll have you move to that. I could rear charge them with the slingers now, but why risk it? They could in theory hold and then turn around and start killing me. We do what we suspected, that's a free rear charge if the battle even goes on that long. I somehow suspect it will not. Yet a single casualty there convinces those four a vacation would be well timed. Give peace a chance. We're at our levels again of no choice. Great, we got a nice one, +1 attack. If I had discretion, I'd probably pick recruiter, but fine, for a combat lord, an extra attack isn't terrible. And as a company conscripts, also get looter. Either of those would have been good, but I guess more gold is not terrible either. Good, so we have a choice. Between those two, I think I'm going to have to take that one because it's just a much better path. It gives us some options. Problem is that technically when you split to two, is that left and right or up and down? If I'm forced to go there, what would I do? I'd go up here. I'd get a couple fights and some random events if I went down here. I'd get an extra elite, but that's really the only difference. I guess you could keep in the spirit of things and go, but I didn't stick to the left path anyway, but I'll comment. It's at least that's more left oriented, so I think that's more reasonable. We'll go as left as we can. We'll take our left unit, the Ratkin Legionaries, which are cheap, which is good. 25, so and I'm only allowed to pick left things off these banners. If I buy a leftmost thing, then I can buy the next leftmost thing, which is here. So the only way to get to, say, a banner enthusiast, I have to buy all of that. So having a look, our Chieftain now has a new retinue with his Legionaries, which is nice. The Alphas can buy extra armor, the Slingers can buy speed, the Conscripts can buy... Oh, that's... I think, is there anything... I'd really like the Banner of Fury. It's not a priority, so armor for you is good. Speed, mist, just all the left things are kind of okay here. Extra attacks or extra power? What's the stats of our left claw here? He is hand, weapon and shield, so he's defense 5 and will go up from power 4 to power 5 in the attack when he charges because of the power bonus. If I bought the extra attack, he would lose the defense. He'd go down to defense 4, but he'd gain an extra attack. That's probably a good trade-off. Or the great weapon, which I'd have to buy through, which would be terrible, so I just buy the hand weapons. Then with 70, do I want Banners of Valor? No, they're pretty terrible. But they are. If I buy them, I kind of get them out of the way and maybe get better upgrades later. Honestly, I think we're better off just conserving our gold. So we have, well, these are now Legionaries, that's cool. So again, I'm just going to get my max attacks by stretching the unit out a touch like that. Okay, and then leftwise, we're going to go up to this random event, which is a Circle of Power. So you get a choice of 3 spells, but that's not really a choice because we're going leftmost Primal Fury. Really easy when you don't have to make any decisions, isn't it? Face more orcs. It's an orc killing run. We turned left and encountered orcs. 6 for us. Okay, so there's going to be... we're going to get to the stage now. We can't really completely nullify the enemy as easily as we could previously because there are enough of them to be a nuisance in that regard. I would like the Alphas to flank things rather than having to take them head on. So if they had a fast unit, I think there'll be a unit of Boar Riders and a unit of Trolls on the other side. So if I had to say, I would probably try and bait them like this, and then I could maybe have you flank them. I don't want the conscripts to run off the board this turn. I actually need their their actual... Yeah, that's exactly what I thought would happen. So if I'm lucky, they'll come forward and I can get around them. I'm going first, which is a tad annoying, so I'll just start slinging. Not the Trolls, that would be a bad idea. I'll show you why in a moment. And I can get close enough to catch this unit, so I might as well start reducing those Orc Warrior numbers. Excellent shot. I don't care, I'm just going to stall until I see that unit move, because it's the one that really matters. So Trolls are going to come bounding towards us. I don't want to fight them yet, so I'm just going to back off. There's no point in Primal Furying it. Here they come. Oh, they might be clever here and leave that to their very last unit. At which point I'm going to have to... I'll just use this unit for now. They're not. Okay, so they kind of mucked that up. Oh, is this wood? Oh, this blasted wood is going to betray me. Okay, I might have to go with the old just running them away plan then. And going for the charge. And then you can deal with this. The problem is it doesn't leave me with a lot of strength to deal with stuff on this side. I can shoot that to death eventually, but it's going to take too long. Well, if they're ignoring you, maybe I can kite both of them with the slingers. Well, and then you'll obviously beat this in one turn, and then you can come over here and help us. So I'm not going to charge any of this. You're going to get charged. I think fleeing is still the better choice. The conscripts are really, really rubbish tier infantry, I'm afraid. They just get slaughtered. Okay, so they made it very easy for me to ignore them, which I appreciate. Don't think I can actually reach the... No, it's going to be a side charge rather than a back one this turn, but it's fine. Okay, good. I see where their stuff's moving. Let's shoot this. Get out of the way. Well, ideally I'd like to run this way because it makes it harder for them to catch me. Okay, can I can't really get around these trolls, they're too fast. I can delay them here constantly while I wait for other things to happen. What do they get? They get 9 attacks with inferior skills, so 4.5 hits. They'll be power 6, defense 4. I get 5 up saves. 4.5 hits, well 3 would be 2, so I don't know, like 3 casualties, give or take. And then I'd probably just kill them with Primal Fury and rerolling. I'd have to heal the unit, which is a bit annoying, so maybe I would go with a lame them out strategy for a while and see if I can get any more advantageous charge later. If I can't find it, I can always just take the head-on engagement if I have to. You're still after my conscripts. I'm going to pass. That forces them to reveal their positioning. You can just, again, inch away. When you're running away from an enemy unit like this, make sure you only move the minimum distance to escape, because the AI is a bit dopey. It will only move just enough to catch you, whereas if they were smart, they would move right up to here and make it impossible to escape, but you can't quite figure that out. I could use Primal Fury in my Ratkin alphas and make it so they reroll. Probably not necessary, but what am I saving it for, honestly? So I'll show you, it's a spell, that what I picked up there. Target an ally unit, it gains +1 power and reroll missed attack, so they go up to power 7, which is irrelevant, but the reroll hits is going to be really nice for some consistency. You're being menaced by a bunch of units now, so what I'd like to do is turn just enough to shoot them and then escape this way, which I think I can do, as long as it doesn't take 2.7 movement. Yeah, that's fine. Just shoot, then twist to safety. Good volley. Safe. So 5 hits, which is actually 9 because of Primal Fury, which is much better. And then even if they hit me twice and wound me twice, I can't lose an alpha. They've got 3 wounds each. -1. You can't roll a -1 on 2 dice, so off they go. Okay, I'm going to have to... I could probably just... So you're going to fight this and you're going to fight that. I'm just going to ignore you and do this. Continue to bully the Orc Warriors. Go after those. I guess I could just ignore them again. I think I'll eventually be forced to make a decision and fight someone here, but for now I can be a bit cheeky. Here, do you think I could get into the side arc of that Orc Warrior unit? Maybe. Depends how far I can go. Yes, I can. I can easily reach them. So I can see them, I can't be intercepted, and they can't kill me. So yeah, let's just go kill that unit. Our very fast alphas here doing good work for us. You're still after me. I'm not going to... So the halberdiers, I would win is the thing, but then it would kind of suck in that I take a lot of damage. Do I need to use my rerolls here? Again, I'd rather not be stuck, so let's just hit through them in one turn. And it's also a really good idea to not be stuck here because I need them to break, and because after that I need to flee from this unit. I don't want to be recharged. This annoying wood is actually going to be a serious impediment to kiting this. But then they're going to charge me and fail, so I can just ignore them. Frustratingly, they're defense 5s, so they're saving on 2, plus only the 1s kill them, so it's not a very good target. So 7 hits is 11, much better. And because I get the extra power, they only get to save on 6s, or only even their 5s aren't good enough, so that's enough to have them broken. Because I'm not locked in combat, I can now flee. Whee! Obviously that's a bit of a problem in that I'm going to wind up. Okay, we are definitively fighting this unit of trolls this turn. We're not going to be able to stop it. They rally, which is nice, so I can in theory flank charge them. Oh, that's not good. They've gotten pretty close to us. Right, if you fight that one for me, you can have a straight duel there. I might sustain a casualty, so be it. You can't... I'll try, but I don't... Because of this annoying wood, I can't escape this unit. So what I'm going to have to do... Yeah, they rally as well, just to be a nuisance about it. I'm going to have to move you up here and have you hit them in the side so you can at least save the slingers. Counter. And because of an intercept, I can prevent them from being charged. There's nothing I can do about these units. They're just going to be in a good position to scupper us. No point in... So this is why this unit would have been super effective against the trolls, because 1, the Chieftain has the deadly strike ability, but he gets to double his damage against multi-wound targets, and 2, the halberdiers they have the special property of, even if the enemy defense is higher, they can never save on better than a 4+, so it's basically counter to high defense units. I would win, but I was trying to avoid sustaining casualties. I may even still get away with it, because if I don't take 3, then I get to keep my alphas intact. Stats-wise, we're completely identical, except they have 1 bladder discipline. The green is different, but then I have an extra guy, so just have an extra 3 attacks, so I should win, in theory. And you just kind of get up here and get out of the way of this silly woods. Can't get there to shoot them until later. He's using the ability... Ah, well, now they can have an advantage because they've got Warcry from the Chieftain, so they have extra power. Oops. Just going to use this now. It makes it makes a difference because I'm going to be dueling the War Chief, so he can take multiple hits of damage. 4 hits, so I might lose 1. Yeah, I didn't. That's unfortunate. If it wasn't for that ability, that 4 would have saved me, and I would have been okay. And because it's a draw, I now can't run away, so we're going to get stuck there. I do 2 wounds to the War Chief, take 2 wounds back. The Legionaries unfortunately lose 1, so I'm going to have to heal this unit as well. And they're also staying in combat. They're doing just enough to be a nuisance everywhere. So these 2 units are going to have to get healed now. There's nothing I can do about it. Can't shoot into an active combat, so that just sits there. Hold spacebar. 2 wound. I'm going to lose another one, aren't I? In fact, I might lose the entire unit if I fail a discipline check. Yep, they will die. If you fail discipline when you're surrounded like that, the whole unit goes. That's quite bad. Oh, now they're routing this turn. Too late, guys. I needed you to do that last turn. Leaving small units like this alive is a serious hassle because they can do nasty things like that. I get 2 back, which is nice, so I can at least go up to 3, so back to being a useful unit, and you have to be full size, so these are okay to take gold. Take another random event. Siege Workshop. Well, okay, so left choice requires I take a bolt thrower, but I'm allowed to skip, so I don't have to buy the bolt thrower. Would that be in the spirit of things, do you think, or is it a left run where I'm forcibly compelled to take every left choice? I'm not playing it that way with the shops, because that would be obviously a bit silly forcing me to use my gold. Do I want an elf bolt thrower? Really, I don't. That's not particularly... It's not very rat-like, is it? Or left-based, so I think we can give it a pass. No, it's a left by choice run, not a compulsory left run. You first, okay. I mean, this is kind of fine. What are we up against? Minus archers, so just run towards the archers as fast as you can. You start picking off the miners. Oh yeah. I could hold the key and actually see the ranges here, but I'd rather just... There you go, I can just inch towards them. Okay, I can't catch them this turn, so I just rush up there. 10 movement with the Banner of Swiftness, they're very fast now. And over here, I'm going to wait for them to shoot, because then they'll have to take a long-range shot, which just slightly decreases the amount of damage I'm about to take, which I suppose is nice. Now they'll shoot into the doable unit. I take 2 wounds, so I will lose 1 later, but I'm holding on to them for now. Now I'm not going to reach the archers, because unfortunately that heavy armor I purchased increasing my defense has slowed me down by 1 point, which is enough to cost me reaching them in a turn. I could alternatively, however, side charge the miners. I'll probably lose the one I'm missing anyway, so I might as well just let them shoot me and rush up and hit them in the side or something. I think no matter what I do, I'm almost guaranteed to lose this alpha, so whatever, what difference does it make? They're also the only ones in a position to deal with the archers effectively. Oh yeah, they have their stupid grenade, but I've got the Banner of Mist, which protected me from taking damage. It's just, oh, they're going to grenade. Oh, that's going to suck if you get grenaded. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand here. I'm going to let them charge me. Because once they do, I'm going to then flank them in the back with the conscripts and hopefully break them. Where's the alpha? Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Well, you've given that unit a free flank charge, which I suppose is mighty kind of you. Just get them into a position there where I can hit them and they can't reach us. Yeah, like so. You're not going to get archered as well for your efforts. Ouch. Oh, there's only one left. I don't think one can actually pull this off. Doesn't quite have the tools to win this on his own. Yeah, I at least need to make it a flank to give him a fighting chance. Go as far as I can this way and then twist to see them. Oh, 0.6. I can't see them at 0.6. 0.7 they aren't visible. 0.8 they are, but if I hover over, that's definitely front arcs. That's not going to help me. That's not far enough. That's probably good enough, but I can't quite see them. Again, is this point of movement going to cost me again? That's about as good as I can do. It's still front, oh whatever, at this point I'm lost the whole unit anyway. And you get preemptively in position to get a rear charge on this minor unit. I'm going to flee the slingers. It's just, yeah, well, okay, who cares? Charge here. Now you can back charge those. Let's use Primal Fury on our 1 alpha here, because that will give him a much better chance of breaking them. And you want to hit this in the back next turn. And 1 extra hit from reroll, so 2. He takes 1 back, so he wins. But they hold, so now he's going to get pummeled to death by a load of archers. 5 attacks on left claw now. Not bad, do some nice damage. We don't take any casualties, which is really good news. It means I get to hold on to my gold. They rally, I have to do something about that. I'm just shoving you into their back. And this time I'm going to use Primal Fury on the conscripts, because their power is bad and their skill is bad, so anything I can do to increase their stats would give them a chance of immediately breaking those miners. No damage. Dead. Okay. So they're not going to be able to shoot anything, at least, because we're all going to be tied in combat. 14 attacks. 11 hits is pretty good, and because of the extra power, I do at least a couple extra wounds. All the 3s are wounds I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So I'm not going to charge this yet, because they may, if they're kind, go ahead and just not come back into the fight. I may get shot in the back. I think I'm okay though. No, they can already reach me, because I couldn't even see it if you follow that line. Apparently that's visible. They also did take casualties, so there goes my gold. Just taking the charge, it seems. And they rallied anyway, so I definitely should have. Just, there's no multi-wound thing, so just use your strike ability. Hold space. The left claw kills 1. Halberdiers do some good damage though. I could charge the archers, or I could just charge that 1 miner. Yeah, why not? They give me a flank charge next turn. Thank you. Left claw kills him. This is just showing off. And the Reckoners kill 3. I'm hopeful they don't turn around. I mean, they've already sustained casualties, who cares at this point? And then rear, or flank rather. So it's just a question of whether or not I lose those. If I lose a chieftain, nothing else to do. Yeah, 2 attacks on me here. Lose a legionary. Yeah, the extra attacks was definitely a good move on left claw. They hit twice. Oh no! I do lose 1. Well, there goes their gold as well. That's the impediment we face. I have to keep them super healthy at all times. So we're only getting a single unit to help us here. We have some levels at least, so let's see what our mandatory levels are. Skill on the legionaries is fine. They're a combat unit, they can benefit from it. The slingers leveled and get even more points of looter. Eventually we'll run out of looter perks to take, so we get other stuff. And the alphas also get looter. I was really hoping that would be there instead so I can replenish more effectively. I'm not going to be able to click that a lot because I'm going to be stuck healing 1 at a time for at least the next 2 fights. Force to heal, take a bit of gold. Okay, going to the shop. We buy our left monstrosity, that's really cool. And leaves me with 101. We can buy putrid stench of the monstrosity, which is just enough gold to buy it. So opponents are forced to reroll hits in close combat, which given that I'm forced to not take damage every turn is a great upgrade. So turn the monster into a super durable unit immediately. Leaving me with 1 gold coin. Welcome Skull Splitter. I'm going to try a different left splitter. Much better. More orc raiders. It's just all orcs everywhere. Beware turning left. You will encounter orcs. I'll put you on the flank and you on the flank and then these infantry blocks in the centre sort of thing. Hopefully not on the terrain so they can actually sort of manoeuvre around a bit. It's not quite the same as the last one because it's not an elite. So brutes, brutes, warriors, warriors. So what I can probably do to be a bit clever is I can use some charge and withdraw and pulling them out to get some nice flanks. The squishy unit of orc warriors I can probably kill with the slingers because they're fragile enough such that they save on 3+ rather than 2+. Let's get into short range. Whereas these units would just be super tanks no matter what I did. You rush up here and you can go straight into the flank of that unit, can't stop you. Yep. You're probably just going to kite around these for a while. I don't particularly want you to fight them head on. And here we go. So once you break this and they run away, I can then have you come back here and someone will eventually get a beneficial charge on this unit. But for now, let's just have you get up here. And then this is going to be a much easier fight than the last one. Don't just run into those, that'd be a bit daft. Two. Left splitter into the left on our screen, but from our perspective, flank of the brutes. Don't worry that it's right on theirs. Left is all a matter of perspective. As long as left lives in your heart, you'll always be a true lefty. Yeah, and then back away. You're after my alphas. I'm never going to let you catch them. I'm much faster than you are. And then we can easily just get away from these units while I wait for other things to come over here and recharge them. Just escape this way, I suppose. Probably not a good idea because you're going to want to run out of room eventually, so maybe down here is better. I didn't bother to use... I could have used... Primal Fury is sort of irrelevant here because the monstrosity has Frenzy. It already gets to reroll all of its attacks in the first round of combat. So the extra power, however, would make me power 8, which is 3 better than the enemy defense, which reduces their save again. Let's see how many 5s they roll. Okay, it would have mattered massively because they would have just... The 2 they would have had would have broken. See if they get to hold because of it. Maybe. It might have made the difference, me being a bit stingy there. I got those 2 extra casualties. Well, it would definitely would have, wouldn't it? No other charges. Well, I'm going to do that. And now I'm going to use Primal Fury because I'm not re-rolling and I want the actual re-rolls. So let's move you first. Around here. Slowly but surely. I mean, it's only a unit of 10 orc warriors. It shouldn't be that hard to hit through. You can't catch those, try as you might. You just pull them over here. Still sort of frenzied, technically, I guess. And you, well, if you come over here, I can't. I wanted to race over here because I might be able to help starting to chew through that unit, because I can have them. One of these units would get behind them and I could flank. But currently I'm stuck in a recursive loop here. I take a wound, which is unfortunate, but I might be able to get away with it because monsters automatically heal 1 wound for free, so I don't have to waste time healing it. So as long as I don't take any more, I'm okay. You're after my slingers, that's not much of a threat. Especially when you're all dead. Still after those, I'll just have you come over here and eventually get to their back. You're after the monstrosity. Well, between these 2 melee units, eventually someone will get behind you. Can't stop us from both directions. So I'm going to put you over here. Well, that silly bit of terrain is going to slow us down pretty viciously, but the principle stands. We will eventually get around. And then you escape this radius for now. I have enough movement to cut it. I could get into the side whenever I wanted, but I want a back charge. Because it means they can't hit me at all, as opposed to the minor amount of damage they could do. The worst case scenario for me is I take 1 wound, at which point the replenishment is almost completely worthless because you get basically nothing back. Yet you want to fight those specifically. That makes you easy to hit here. And then you just start chipping away at them. I think I would honestly prefer that this unit be the one that recharges them rather than the monstrosity, but I'm not going to be able to get what I want there. So run this way. Because annoyingly I'm the closest target. They can already be reached to recharge, however I'm going to hold off because, well, I've only got 1 use of Primal Fury left, so whoever I use it on is just going to be the one that gets the benefit regardless. I don't think it makes much of a difference. Oh, you don't need Primal. Okay, I can charge this and then you can use that and use Primal Fury. You charge here, you charge there. So surely that breaks them. I mean, they're still saving on 3+ even with the help, because of how weak they are. This is already up to power 7 on the charge, so 3 over their defensive 4. It doesn't, and they're already rerolling, so Primal Fury quite literally does nothing to assist Ratkin Monstrosity on the charge against anything that's defense 4 or lower. They're in combat here, so come up here. If they hold, you can then recharge them, and the slingers just provide moral support. Hold the spacebar. Kill a bunch, please run away. Yes, okay. Don't end up taking damage unnecessarily. Over here, 6, which is actually 12 because the reroll much better. They still roll amazingly, so they could hold here and start killing my conscripts. They do, just because we're 1 save off. Okay, that's another unit I don't get gold on, but I can recharge them now and that should be enough to break them. We'll wait and see if this unit rallies. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. They do, okay. Let me recharge them with the theoretically higher damaging unit and get a volley with the slings for free. Thunk, 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 thunk. You're done. We're going to lose some conscripts, blast. You get more attacks when you don't charge because the extra rank at the back gets to fight, whereas when you're charging in, the spears don't work and you don't get the extra attacks, but there you go, that's a whole bunch of casualties. Fortunately, because we're rats, we're just going to end up healing them all. But because we're feeding so many wounds, we're actually not winning combat to draw. Never mind, we should, now that I've reduced their attack numbers, I should be okay. Skip the rest. There's no point in using his Deadly Strike ability. 2 wounds there. Okay, now they can't win this time. Much better. This way. 1 wound from left claw. 2 more from the unit. They're already routing, so we've got them. Pretty good. Just got one point off of a good discipline roll here to save me. So the 1 wound I took here will come back, so I'm full, which is great. Left claw leveled. Takes the worst option. Well, I suppose the skill is the best one I would have gone for. Post-battle income is fine, especially when I'm not taking a lot of loot, so but this skill would have been better. Wounds are kind of niche to the point of worthless on characters. The conscripts leveled and have... Oh no. Discipline is perhaps one of the worst upgrades in the game. You only use it when you're losing fights and you're losing morale. But I'm going to have to take it. There you go. We have veteran discipline conscripts. Have to take the heal, have to take the heal. And then these units are happy to take the gold. Which is good. And that leads us nicely into the Act 1 boss. It's Prince Ias. Some elves and their annoying ranged output. Going to sustain some casualties on the units. I'm going first. There'll be a bolt thrower somewhere. So what I'd like to do is I don't want to target the monstrosity. So ideally I have you serve as a kind of body blocker unit. My conscripts there so they target you rather than the big beast. Other than that, you can go on the flank to flank something and kind of just be here to shoot stuff. It's there. That's annoying. It's kind of hard to get to. And they're on that side. Okay, well at least it doesn't shoot that, so how do I want to handle this? You're going to come forward. I can probably just shove you up here immediately, start having you come around. They've got some pretty serious range superiority on me, but it's not insurmountable. I would have loved the slingers to be here to shoot the watchers, but I'm not going to get that as a choice, so never mind, we'll just have you start working over the weapon masters instead. Only defense 4, so they don't get 2-up saves at least. Here, they're going to shoot us. I don't have the Banner of Mist. They're going to come running straight at us, which is going to be annoying. There we go. Can I can easily flank them though. They've made that quite trivial for me. I'm not upset with that, so I'm going to have to go first, which is okay. Against the small arms fire of the Watchers, I'm much happier for him to take the shots because he's defense 6, so we're going to have 2-up save against those. So with this one, I'd rather target that, but these I'd rather target this. The break points of power versus defense. Shoots the slingers, so at worst we lose a couple of slingers. Fine. Almost no difference to combat viability. And you just get away from that unit. You don't want to fight those. You make cut. I mean, there's no point in going any further. So don't roll too many ones. Yeah, just a 1 is okay. In fact, it's perfectly average, isn't it? 6 dice. You're owed 1-1 and rolling 6 dice like that. Flank the Lancers. Nothing to do here yet. Now I don't know if you can quite reach that this turn. I doubt it, so I'm just going to pass. See what the enemy chooses to do. They choose to block most of their own shots, which is not super genius, but okay. The nobles are more threatening than the spearmen, so despite the fact it's a worse shot, I still want to target those and do nothing. Good round. Okay, now I'm going to be forced to choose. How far can I get, do you think? I can get into... Okay, I can reach them next turn at least. I'm going to shoot it, and my chieftain achieved nothing. That's good. Can I get into the side of this unit? Not quite. Maybe I can get there eventually. Primal Fury, it doesn't help with rerolls, however I'm power 6, 7 on the charge, I'd go up to 8, which means they only get to save on 6s, so I think it's worth it to definitely break this unit and be free of them. And then once they're done, you can easily start chewing their backline apart. That sucks, that's not a unit I want targeting those. They're going to kill it very quickly. Yeah, they just saw me there. Let's move you behind into safety by getting their own ally unit in the way, like so. There we go. So I get 4s, but I get to reroll 5 hits, and then I get 6s to save. Good. It doesn't make it, the power made no difference, didn't roll any 5s, but worth a try. They get their rerolls, but because they're only power, without the charge, the Lancers really suffer. So yeah, I get them. Good, now you can go kill the Watchers for me. Not this turn, of course, next turn. You're still going to get shot by those, so I'm just going to again move you to safety. So, go after my poor slingers. They've already taken damage, so I'm healing them anyway. But we may as well use their damage output effectively. Go after this unit. I could ignore them and... No, I can't escape their arc, so I can't actually get over there to hit those in the side. Unfortunate. Just play them this way then. Primal Fury, nothing this turn. They're not targeted. As long as they don't target double six, there you go. One Ratkin conscript on the left, of course, used his left shield to bounce the silly right-based bolt thrower, showing him his boss, so you can come up here and now kill it. I'm going to shoot the alpha monstrosity again. Take another, that's a shame. Now I have to heal it. So hoping you could roll a bunch of 2-up saves there. But now you can get into the side and easily kill that unit. That's all of their backline eliminated. Bink. Bonk. Now I'm just going to scooch around until I can get a more beneficial charge on this unit. I mean, you just don't take that. You're both spearmen, but their elf spearmen amazingly do outclass Ratkin conscripts. Who would have thought? How do I escape this, do you think? This way? Nope, I'm going to have to go straight this way. They're coming to get me. I can now escape in that direction, but it doesn't really help me much. I suppose it makes it easier when these inevitably come back. Do I want to use... No point in using it here. I'm already 3-bet powers bet, 3-bet and their defense, and I'm already re-rolling. So just this one. Do I need help to defeat a bolt thrower? Surely not. That'd be pretty embarrassing, so I'll conserve it when I inevitably have to fight this unit. I assumed it would still be alive, but it'll lose, and then either it survives this turn, or when artillery pieces fail discipline checks, they die on the spot, which I kind of gamed out is what would happen. No damage, they're just going to break now. No charges yet. I want to see if they run away on their own. Good, I know where you're going, so I can waste the turn by doing this. And where you are. Can I escape this way? Oh yeah, easily. Not that we do any damage, mind you, but we can get away. I know where those are now. So I'm going to run you down here. With the hope, well, I could already recharge them. They do rally, so I will have you stick around and kill them again. That leaves you. Of the two units, I would rather you be the one that recharged them, so I'm going to run away. I'm just going to hope that they aggro onto that one instead. Don't think I'll have that discretion, but it's worth a try. I don't trust the alphas with only 9 attacks to break that unit. I don't want to be stuck in combat with it. It's going to be pretty heavy hitting. Yeah, they're back on me again, which is fine. Scurry to safety rats. Over here, let's do this first. Use the escape up there. Yes, I'm getting dangerously close to the weapon masters, but if they aggro onto the slingers, fine, I can put someone else on hitting them duty. No, okay, they're hell-bent on you being the target. Well, surely if I put myself really close like that, they'll aggro onto the closer unit, which is now those. Worth a try. Has his own rerolls. 2 watchers left. This is the kind of worst case scenario where I'll heal 1 for free, it'll be 5 of 6, and then rather than taking all the extra gold, I get to heal a single wound back instead. Still after me here. I somehow don't think that's going to work. Or can I actually escape in this direction? I don't know if there's enough space because of the terrain piece. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm fine. Next turn might get a bit more interesting though as I try and... I think I could just about cut my way out there. Good, they do what I wanted. I can now recharge them with a big proper unit. And that's all that would have been about it. They can't actually free themselves. You can twist through allies, but you can't pivot through enemy, so you just get stuck here. But they're not going to be able to charge me, so don't worry about it. Delicious elf watcher. Intercept them, stick them in place. So the noble is going to get to fight back, however I'm not fussed because I can just ignore him. Probably Primal Fury because it helps both the character and the unit, whereas Deadly Strike only helps me specifically. I think that's a better overall damage increase. Not yet. Keep twisting till I see them, and then shoot and move. Look how long it's taken to defeat this Spearman unit, and Slinger's damage output without the correct upgrades kind of struggles. You start rushing over here to... Well, I mean, you could already recharge that unit were you so inclined. Here we go. Left Claw versus IS. Oh, it's not a duel. Okay, well, in that case, it was a very good decision to use Primal Fury because the character is so far away between bodies they can't duel one another. Bunch of damage there, pretty good. That might be enough to break them even with the high discipline. Yes, good. By 1. Got lucky. Do I want to recharge this unit? Would I be liable to break them? Probably not, honestly. With high, they get extra discipline from the rank they have, so they've been very, very high. You're not actually liable to achieve a whole lot. You will eventually defeat this one for me. There you go, just 2 left, maybe next turn. They rally. Who do I want to fight them? Well, if I put... I was tempted to put the Ratkin Alphas into the side because they only get 2 attacks and I can't possibly lose one. However, the Elf Noble would also get to fight, which is the problem because he would absolutely be able to do enough damage. There'd be 5 attacks, which is more than threatening enough to kill one of our guys. If I send you in, however, I could put you into the back so they enter a duel so you're tied up so they can't bother me in that capacity. I'm willing to give that a go. That's more promising. So you recharge. So this is a good test. I don't actually know how this interaction works. I think I can, because there's no longer an extra rank in the way, the 2 characters can now fight one another directly. Yeah, still 1 left. Any day now, slingers, you'll get that. And then you don't get charged by a big silly block of spear and we're never actually going to fight. Here, use your Deadly Strike, because if it is a duel, then you do benefit from the multi-wounds. Let's see what happens. So, oh no, he's hitting the... It doesn't work. He's aggroed straight onto the Shock Legion. So they take 1 wound from the character. Nice try, I guess. They do a bunch of wounds. Now, as long as I don't take double wound here, I won't lose one, so I'm okay. Okay, I only take a single wound to the Alphas, we're good. And they're basically all dead. Apart from the Noble. Yeah, just charge him again. So he gets to fight backwards, but he'll be into our Lord, who can't really sustain damage from a campaign map standpoint. Can you please finish this 1 Spearman now? Yes, hooray. So they're dead, they're dead. Just this block of Elf Spears that I have no intention of ever battling. Skip the rest, because they're going to be dead and we're going to be running away from this. So Left Claw versus Ice. At last we get our duel. We do 1 wound. I get to take 1 back, but then it's not really a duel when all the Legionaries also get to contribute. Keep hitting him until he dies. If I kill him, I think they'll move from wavering to routing this turn. I'd say that I can't actually reach because he's faster than us. Now you'll catch them. He fails to rally. He rolls double 6. He's absolutely fed up with this nonsense. That's it. So sometimes it glitches like that where they're technically not displayed as routing, but they are for all intents and purposes. So bunch of damage, just enough to scupper me with my gold generation. The left splitter here leveled and gets a skill, which is pretty good of the upgrades I could have gotten. I appreciate it. And then otherwise, so you're full, so you get gold. You need to heal. You need to heal 1 slinger. That's unfortunate. You get an alpha, which is cool, and you get full health. There you go. So all of that precious, precious gold we left on the table at the altar of left. left at the table. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed our leftmost run. If so, please do like and subscribe. I'm open to... This was a suggestion from a watcher, so obviously it's not a thing in my lack of creativity I could come up with. So if you have any kooky ideas for stuff like this, I'm delighted to give them a go because they're pretty fun. Or if you just want to chat with me and others down in the comment section, that's fine too. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.